Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah. Hold up. So check this out, y'all. Welcome to the show. I'm chewing gum and I'm walking at the same time. I'm streaming live on YouTube, as you can check that. And I'm also on Blog Talk Radio. So look, give me a call at 319-527-6196. 319-527-6196. Tune into the show on Blog Talk Radio and then holler at us right here on YouTube. So in the meantime, before I introduce my guest and my brother co-host, I'm just letting the music pop off on Blog Talk Radio. So I'm streaming at the same time. I haven't had a chance to figure out yet how to combine everything to give y'all a phone number to have y'all to call in on YouTube, because the number that I just gave out, it's not a YouTube number. It's a Blog Talk radio number. So for the people that I got on Blog Talk that's streaming in, that's listening, salute. And we're live right now. Shout out to my man Augie. I see your phone number. Stay with the show. Also, I want you to come over to YouTube and watch us. Watch me build with my co-hosts and all that. But again, before I introduce the guest tonight and my brother co-host, today's mathematics, as you know, it's 9/11. Rest in peace to the people that passed away on 9/11. But as we build on today's mathematics, today is knowledge. Okay, that's what you need to know. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts through observing and learning and respecting knowledge. Okay, knowledge is the foundation of all things in existence. It must be known in order to make it manifest. This is the Lodd Manafess show. So I'm building tonight with my brothers, and we're going to manifest things through our knowledge. All right? Knowledge is the light that gives off what you think, given by the sun. The sun is the foundation, okay? Which is the foundation of the solar system. Knowledge is the black man. We black brothers, we building. There's three of us that's understanding, but today is knowledge. That's what y'all need to understand, and that's how we build as the gods. Peace.
That's peace.
So right now, without further ado, I gotta introduce the guest tonight. We got my man. Yo, I'm so damn excited. I'm gonna have to really bring it down because I've been. Anyway, we'll go with that later. Tonight, we got my man Velore, Abu Velor, if you will, from the crew, the ill group from Brooklyn, Velore and Double O. And rest in peace to Double O. My brother Velore just said he passed away. But tonight, we got Velore from Abu Velor, from Velore and Double O. And you already know we got my brother Mark live. Yo, Mark, this is my man. It's my man Velore from Velore and Double O. Y'all say up.
Peace, my brother.
Peace. Respect. Peace. Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, glad to meet you. Likewise, man. Yeah, no doubt.
So we gonna go real hard tonight because I got so many questions and as a matter of fact, answers to the game of tonight.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, man.
My brother Abu Velor. So you know what? Before I ask the questions, Abu Velor, can you please run down your list of who you are, the game, how you got in it, when the way you started, the label, just take about 5 minutes or more, then I'll intervene. But it's on you, Velore.
Okay. Well, you know, it's my story go way back to like 1978, right? So, it's a lot to tell. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the Velore and Double O project. Because in 78, 79, I had already did 2 solo singles under another name. Cat Claw. That's on vinyl now. You could Google on the Bellway label. Cat Claw. On the Bellway label, I did Out in the Streets and Golden Rule. 2 singles on vinyl. That was very early in the game. This is 78, 79.
Okay.
And that was around the time I met, before that was around the time when Grandmaster D was doing his thing, DJing and trying to come up before he got into Houdini. So that's like how it all starts. We was already like dipping and dabbing in the hip hop culture. So I would have to go way back because my originality to the hip hop culture is actually graffiti. I was a graffiti artist first. I used to bomb the trains. I know all the graffiti artists, all the top-notch cats, the cats that do murals, went on tours. I was really from that era. So I'm from like the foundation of the hip-hop culture, which is breakdancing, graffiti, MCing, DJing, and all that. But then later, being as though that I had new Grandmaster D and we was dipping into records, Houdini had got on, as y'all know, around the early 80s. And they went to UK, they got to deal with Jive Records through Mr. Magic. Jalil, Ecstasy, and Grandmaster D. So I was talking to Grandmaster D all the time. As friends, we would always communicate on the phone. So when Grandmaster D and them went to UK to go record the first album, right, and do those first records Houdini did, I was always calling the crib and I would get his brother on the phone, which was Todd Double O Carter. That's how Velore and Double O all came in to tune. So when I would call there and talk to Todd all the time, he's like, yo, Drew's over here, Drew's over there. That's Grandmaster D. And then we would talk about music. We started building, talking about music. Okay. He knew I had did some records. And he wanted to get in. And he was nice, real nice on the wheels and beats too. So he told me, listen, man, let's go to the studio and let's cook up something. So at that time, we was rolling into the 80s. I hadn't made another record for a minute, because I was still in the streets, you know what I mean? We wasn't really taking hip-hop like to the degree where everybody thinking $1 million contacts, money. We was doing it for the love of it. We just loved it. We wanted to be on vinyl. Flash and them was uptown. They was getting it in. Grandmaster Kaz and them was making vinyl. You had the Cold Crush up there. They was doing their thing. Kumo D and all them was getting on vinyl. All we wanted to do was get on vinyl, man, and pop off.
I got it.
Be famous in the neighborhood. Get our records played at the block parties by the DJs. That's what it was. So I was talking to DJ Double O, who was a DJ more at that time and making beats, but his name was just Todd at that time. We didn't have the name and all that.
Wait a minute. Pardon me a minute. Velore, don't mean to interrupt you. So Double O, rest in peace, your partner, he was a DJ before MC?
Yeah, he was a DJ. He was a DJ, Grandmaster D's younger brother. He was making beats and DJing. Just like Grandmaster D was doing. And when you into hip hop, you'll rhyme a little, you'll DJ a little, you might mess around. That's why you got guys like the Large Professor who go both ways, you know what I mean? Like a Lord Finesse. Because we all dip and dab and stuff. So Double O, he could rhyme a little bit, but he wasn't really so into the rhyming as much. I was more writing all the time. Lyrics. Writing rhymes, writing verses. I had books and books of rhymes.
Did you write Double O? Did you write Double O verses?
Yeah, I wrote most of the Double O stuff.
Oh.
But he had the voice, though. If you listen to them records now, Double O had that voice. He been had that voice. If I give him a verse, he'll change a couple of things, make it appeal to him. And then he'd deliver it. You know what I mean? But he had that voice that was opposite of mine. Mine was a little lower tone, squeakier. His was bassier. You know what I mean? So it worked. We was like, brought that balance. You know what I mean? But I was always spitting the rhymes, battling and people and stuff like that. I come from that in Brooklyn, Flatbush for the longest. So everybody already knew me for that. I'm talking about like 77, 79, 78. I was already doing that.
Yo, by the way, Velore, no homo, no homo. Brother, you still look good, man. You look like you
Thanks a
ain't
lot,
aged
man.
at all.
Thanks a lot.
Still look like Raz Velore on my lyric store. You still look like it, yo.
I'm trying to hang in there, bro. Trying to take care of myself. And you know, I moved out here to Florida. Life's a little more laid back. I think that helps a lot too.
Yo, me and Mark Live
saying?
got stories about Florida, but that's another story. Go ahead, Velore.
Okay. Yeah, so that's really what happened. So me and Double O, to make a long story short, we was communicating on the phone. And that's how the whole Velore and Double O project came about. I changed my name. We navigated on the phone. I helped him out a little bit. We got him a name to sound together. It was like a Batman and Robin thing. You know what I mean? Like a Greenhorn and Kato type shit.
Right.
And we just took it there, man. You know what I mean? And we was from Flatbush, Brooklyn anyway. Grandmaster D and them used to live in Flatbush.
Okay.
Before they moved to Roosevelt Island. So we was always Flatbush dudes anyway. So our style was basically witty rhymes, having fun, and getting fly. That was it. We was in the streets young, so we knew the streets, but we wasn't trying to bring that to vinyl though. You know, like all the cats talk a bunch of gang bang gangsters. We wasn't trying to do that. We was already had lived that, man. Very young.
You know what? Not to interrupt you, Velore. When I listen to it coming correct, that's what I loved about the album. The album is so yo, Mark Live, you gotta understand. And you know what? You know what? Pardon me, Velore. Yo, Mark Live. I should have sent you some links of the album, because what I want to tell you, Velore, what I noticed about the album, you had the hardcore, but then you had one of my other soft ballads, Have to Let You Go. Like when the album, yo, Mark, I'm gonna let you holler. I'm gonna let you holler at Velore, Mark. But that, go ahead, Velore. Let me calm down. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, the album was done over. We started dipping and dabbing in the studio like about 83-ish. And the album didn't come out to 85, 86. So we was putting it together right. And originally the demos that we made, the original demos sounded doper than the album. But when we turned the album in, as you know, at that time we was younger, we did it with a producer named Alvin Moody. He was a bass player and a producer from Virginia, but he had moved to the Bronx. He was real dope. He played with everybody, though. He was a top musician. He played with Madonna, he toured with all the major artists. But he had a studio in the Bronx, and we went up there and we did all the demos. And when we did those demos, man, them demos was funkier than that album. When we turned that album,
shout out to all 6 people that's watching and listening to Velore. Go ahead, Velore.
Yeah, when we turned that demos in, major corporations at that time, they always wanted to tamper with hip hop dudes' records. That's why you hear a lot of artists from that era, like Slick Rick, all them. They had problems with the record companies because they thought they could make the record sound better than we did or whatever, and they did know engineering better than us.
Okay.
Because they was more experienced with that. But when it came to delivering the raw product, they was messing up a lot of people's albums, man. And you talk to any old school artists like Doug and them, I'm saying from that era, one of the main problems everybody had was engineers and Caucasian producers messing up their albums.
Now, pardon me, Velore. When you say messing up the album, Okay, you saying, okay, these engineers, they could engineer, but when it came to getting busy with your album, they didn't know what they was doing.
The texture of the album. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like, okay, certain people got by, but a lot of albums they sounded too electronic, man. You wanted that boom bap, that funk in your albums. That's why a lot of those albums that came out like in the 80s, they didn't have that bang to them. The only one who caught that was Def Jam. Rick Rubin had it. He knew what they was looking for. Certain ones couldn't catch that texture of records. That's why when you listen to a lot of the West Coast first albums, they sound too electronic, man. They was dealing with the producers that didn't understand hip hop. You know what I mean? Okay, like Pumpkin and the All Stars. You remember that record, Pumpkin and the All Stars?
Wait, what was the name?
Pumpkin and the All Stars. That's with what's his name in them? The brother who just passed away.
You know
Andre Harrell. Remember they was a group. Andre Harrell and the other dude was a group.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. That's the ones. Listen to the drums. Those are Pumpkin and the All Stars and the Orange Crush and all those guys from Harlem. These was different bands. These dudes was funky. It has a lot to do with your delivery and production. That's why a lot of records didn't go that far. So to make a long story short, we handed over some demos that was dope, and the white boys fucked up the texture of the record. So if you liked it that, trust me, if you would have heard what we first had, it was much more fatter than that.
Now you saying this is much more iller than We're Coming Correct.
It's the same album, but the texture of the record was much more funkier. If you listen to that album, it sounds very digital.
Okay.
The original one was funky, man. It was sounding like the texture of a James Brown record. It's different.
Now wait, now the beats. Right. Now the production. Now you did the beat. Who did the beats on the album?
Well, we did the beats. Me and Double O did the beats. But the bottom line is, we still got with engineers, and they still brought sounds. They changed some of the sounds. In other words, we might have a boom bap drum. They might come and bring a digital drum. You understand what I'm saying? And that changes the text of a record. That's why now, like when Lodd Professor came through, Pete Rock, they knew the texture and the sound of the records, man. Marley Marl. You hear those records? That's why that is the golden era. Because the production was so ill. Production is major, man. Why you think these records now are whack? They sound like Casio beats. They're not funky.
Right.
You understand?
Hey, Mark Live. Mark, I'm gonna let you chime in.
You need that boom.
Velore. Yeah, go ahead, Velore.
Go ahead, man. Ask me anything you want, man. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, where did y'all do your recording at? Were y'all recording on 2-inch machines or?
Yeah, we was recording on 2-inch machines. We did a lot of records in Quad Studio, the studio where Pac was supposed to have got robbed and all that. We did a lot of it up there in Quad. We did records all over, man. We did some records in Jimi Hendrix studio down. It's called Electric Lady down in the Village.
Yeah.
8th Avenue. We was with Virgin, so the money wasn't a problem. When we signed with Virgin, we had $1 million budget.
So did they pick your producers, or y'all did it yourselves, but did they give y'all direction?
Nah, they brought in the producers.
Okay.
You're talking about, look, when this record got produced, I want you to understand the year. When this record got produced, it was 85, 84, 85. And if you know the history at that time about recording, wasn't really no hip hop producers, bro.
Right.
Even when Melly Mel and them did their records, they didn't produce them. When they was up at Sugar Hills, Sylvia Robinson, she went and brought some other old school producers, man, in there.
Right.
Because there was no such thing as hip hop producers then. The hip hop producers ain't coming to like Marley Marl and them. I'm saying official hip hop producers.
Right.
And that kid who used to be with the Lodd Professor, the white guy who got killed.
Your boy, Mark.
What's the white boy who got killed? Who used to be with Lodd Professor?
Paul C.
Lodd Professor.
Paul C.
Like dope when Paul C came through Marley Marl, that's the first era of hip hop producers.
Wow.
Go look at it.
Yep. No, I worked with Paul C.
So you understand, they didn't have that boom bap.
Yeah.
They didn't have that sound, man. Even if you go look at the first Flash records, the records wasn't banging, dog.
Yeah.
The records didn't start banging until after Paul C, Marley Marl, and them started. They started because Marley Marl started reprogramming the snare and the bass foot from Impeach the President and all of that.
Yeah.
He started sampling it, chopping it around. That's why the records are so funky, man.
Yeah.
We missed that era. We didn't really get that funk with the Velore and Double O project. You understand what I'm saying?
Pardon me. No, I got you, but I'm like blown away. Like what you just said, Velore. You said $1 million budget. What was that in the 80s? Like, would you say all groups got $1 million or no?
Nah.
Like pardon my language, Velore, but how the fuck does a crew get $1 million in the 80s from hip hop?
I'm gonna tell you how it happened for us. First of all, wasn't a lot of groups getting no money like that. We was one of the first ones getting money like that. We were signed to Virgin Records. If you know the history of the guy from Virgin Records, he had milked off. He was sitting on a lot of money. He had Virgin Airlines, remember?
Yeah.
Wait, still got it. He was sitting on a lot of money.
He had Loud and Virgin?
No, he had Virgin. Virgin Records. Loud is another guy. We was on Virgin.
Okay.
That dude still got money. He just paid to go to Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, that motherfucker. Oh.
Yeah, crazy too. Yeah, so what happened was we had did something for this guy named Dave Cameron. He was into fashion. He was a wealthy guy from California. He was into that early skateboard, BMX whole era.
Okay.
So that's when we did the video, You're Ugly. Our photographer and his photographer was the same, and they put us together, said, yo, I know these guys right here from New York, they urban, and you should work with them and help advertise what you're doing. So to make a long story short, we merged with them, and we came up with that whole You're Ugly video. We let them hear the whole demo. The white guy liked it, the record You're Ugly. He liked it, that record. That was just one record. We was just gimmicking. I wrote that record, like, you know how we be snapping on each other back in the days, your mother this, your mom this. And I wrote that record like that, just gimmicking. The white guy loved the record so much, we said, you know what? Whatever's going to get us in the door, let's roll in with it. So he loved the record, and we collided with him and did the video. And then we did the Yo Ugly fashion clothes and all that to collaborate with it to blow us up. It was all a strategy. We made the video. We gave it to Ralph McDaniels. Ralph McDaniels played it, and it blew out the ceiling. That's what happened.
Wow.
Uncle Ralph.
And then from it blowing out the ceiling, the major record companies all in the next week had a bidding war for us. That's how we got the $1 million.
Yo, yo, Mark Live, you hear this?
Yeah, man, that's amazing, man.
That's how we got the $1 million. It was a bidding war, and let me keep it 100 with you. We didn't get $1 million. We got a nice chunk of the $1 million. But if you understand the record business, which I know y'all do,
pay for the
it's $1 million budget. It's $1 million budget. So it gets spent on videos. At that time, we used to do, we had to do promotional touring. Okay? We had to do a lot of things, man. We had to do radio. A lot of that's paid for promotions. So we got a nice chunk of the $1 million. But the $1 million was an overall budget to be spent to blow these cats up. And that's how it went down. And at that time, they wasn't giving that much money, man. They give you $100,000 budget. Talk to some of the early rappers. If they keep it real with you, they lucky if they got $100,000 budget.
You're right. Yep. 100,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, check this out. For my
Curtis
people.
Blow was big. Curtis Blow was big. He was getting like $250,000 budget.
Hey, pardon me a minute, Velore. Hey, yo, for the people that's tuned in on Blog Talk Radio, we're talking with my brother Abu Velor from the Super Ill group back in the True School days, Velore and 00. So if y'all just now coming in, you can go right over to StreamYard on my YouTube channel, The Radar Van. Go to RAADDRR Van, my YouTube channel, and you can give us a call if you want to holler at Velore 00. Me and my brother Live 7-319-527-6196. Call that number right now. We talking, we building golden era. True school.
So
nothing but the truth.
How many records y'all did with? How many records y'all did with Virgin?
We did whatever's on that album. I think it might be about 14, 16 records. I don't even remember exactly. But whatever's totally on that album is what we did with Virgin.
Yeah, so y'all just did one album.
Let me tell you something, bro. We had already did singles already with a couple of other labels before that.
Right.
We was the Ebony Dukes. We got 2 records under the Ebony Dukes. And then we got some other records under Velore and 00. Already, they was already on vinyl and wax because I was already out there hustling, man, and I was getting things done. Okay?
Right.
I used to hang out with all the Jamaican cats in Flatbush, some of the top Jamaican artists. I even wrote some records for some Jamaican artists. I used to hang with them, and they showed me.
You want to say some names, Velore? You want to share names? You ain't got to. I'm just talking.
One of my main dudes is Alton Irie. Rest in peace. He passed away. Alton Irie. He used to hang out with Welton Irie. He used to hang out with a lot of top-notch artists. Super Cat and all them came up under him, Alton Irie. Right? But anyway, Alton Irie and these guys used to hustle hard. They was that breed of Jamaicans that came through in the 70s, and they was getting money. And they used to press their own records. Anybody that understand the Jamaican music industry in the 70s and the early 80s, they put their own records out. So the reason why I'm mentioning is that because Alton Irie, me watching him and being around him, I learned how to press records.
Okay.
Okay? Alton Irie pressed records for me under a label called Mr. O. All of this, you can Google it. You'll see it. Okay? You can Google it. Ebony Dukes, Velore and 00, Mr. O label, Cat Claw, Bellway label, all of it, you could Google it. It'll pop right up. Nothing fake, everything real.
Hey, yo, while y'all watching this, I want y'all to hit that like button. Please smash that like button for me and subscribe. hit me with some subscribes. And if you will, if you're on your social media, if y'all doing Twitter, IG, if you on Facebook or what have you, take the link. Please share this link, share the video. Once the video is done, y'all, it's going to be a pre-recorded video. So download the video and also show that love. Hit your brother at the $, the MPC Killer 718BK. Show that love. Hit your brother. Donate $1, $2, whatever. Show mad love. Share the video. Support. You an artist. You got music. Hit me up. Hit my brother Mark Live up. If y'all got something y'all want Velore, you know Abu Velor here. At the end of the night, Abu Velor gonna give out all this information, but we gonna go real hard. Plus, I got one of my favorite records tuned up. You want me to tell you something? When I think about it, Abu Velor, I was just now looking, and I renamed the title. I was like, Rhymes Galore, but it was Rhymes Velore. I'm thinking Galore, but it's Rhymes Galore. You know what I mean? That's one of my joints, but I got something tuned up for more to come and correct. I got so much. Matter of fact, fuck it. I'm gonna say the whole album is banging, but you gotta be a true hip hop head to understand while I'm bugging out over this Come and Correct album. At that time, I had that album. What else was out? That was what, 80, 87? That album, yeah. Eric B. and Rakim, the Mr. Magic Rap Attack. I was banging all them cassette tapes. Yeah, so you got to be a true head to understand while I'm bugging out over the Velore and 00 album. It's dope.
Yeah,
and more live. I'm going to put you on at the end. What up, Velore?
Yo, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I hear it clear.
Can you hear me, Velore?
Yeah.
Yo, Mark Live, you can't hear me?
I don't know why I can't hear you. You sound real low.
Turn up something maybe on your screen. Turn up the volume. Because I hear him clear.
Can you hear me? Mark Live, can you hear me?
Nah, I can barely hear you. You sound low. I'm trying to, let me see.
Yo, Mark, I'll click you out. You come back in with the link. I'll click you out. You come back in.
Yeah, try that. Right. Try that. That usually works.
Come back in. I click you out, and you come back in.
That usually works.
Let's see if he popped back in, Velore.
Yeah, but that's what was going on, Lord. That's what was going on. There's a lot going on. People hear record. Man, that album they heard, we've been grinding, man. I've been grinding for a long time before that even hit the scene. It's a lot of politics in the game, man, when you're dealing with the record industry, man.
You know what? I just learned so much from you just now, Velore, because again, being a fan of that album, yo, I had no idea. And I'm living in Brooklyn, but I had no idea that Velore and 00 had other records before we Come and Correct. Because when you know how I heard with Come and Correct? I was on the A train, and somebody was banging the tape. They was banging it. I was like, what is that? And then I had to steal some money because you know Mom Dukes is bugging out. Like, she didn't really want me listening to certain records.
Yeah, I know how that go.
You know what I mean? I had to go to the mom and pop store right there in Bed-Stuy, that little record joint that been there for years, to go and buy y'all cassette tape. To go in there to get the huh?
Off of Notion Ave?
Yeah, that store.
Yeah, I know that store. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to run in there and get the tape and just bang it out. So it was nothing that Pop Dukes could say, because I already had the tapes. But what you telling me is something brand new. I didn't know about Ebony Dukes and all the other joints.
Most people don't know, like, until they watch something like Unsung or something like that. You don't know what a lot of groups go through, man. Like, it's a lot of bull in the game, son. Like, You know what I mean? They be blocking cats. They try to control you, try to change your music, try to knock people off. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one thing to be an artist, but then you have to deal with the politics. And that's why you never hear a lot of people like, you know, you hear somebody, they so dope, and you be like, yo, why I never heard you like that? Or a couple of records come out and they appear not to be as good as the next artist. That's not true. There's a lot of dudes that's very talented and got skills, and that's not the reason why you don't hear them. Okay? It's a lot of politics in the game, payola, washing hands. Come on.
So wait a minute, because tell me something, because I know that there's more. There's more to learn, definitely, from what you're saying from the music business in the 80s. Now, what about 2021? Would you say the 80s? Like, okay, I'm gonna ask this again or bring this up if Mark Live get back on. Would you say it was easy to get that 80 mil in the 80s versus 2021? Somebody trying to get a mil in 2021. How do you see it?
I see it easier now. It's much easier now.
Now, why is that?
Because you can make your tracks right now, go peak them, make sure they just sound fairly crisp and clean. And if they don't, you can load them up right now and you're already in the game. The only thing you got to do is learn how to stack your money and pay a promotional company. If you pay a promotional company off, a good promoter off, who knows how to really promote on internet, you in the game, man. Nobody can stop you.
So are you telling me, okay, when I think about you saying that mil, I would probably have to speculate or guess. Let's talk about Flatbush. Okay, Velore and Double O, UTFO, Dr. Ice.
Right.
Who else was from Flatbush? Bowleg and Lou and them.
Bowleg Lou, Whistle, the good dudes who made We Only Buggin'. Remember Whistle?
Right. You had Mentronics, right? MCT was from Flatbush.
One of them was from Flatbush. The MC was from Flatbush, yeah.
Right. So would you say out of those different record labels, them different groups versus Velore and Double O getting that mil, and you just said it, no other groups was getting that mil, but would you say Roxanne, Shantae, UTFO was just as big as Velore and Double O? Would you speculate the same?
Oh, they was more known than Velore and Double O, but the whole thing about it is they didn't get no $1 million budgets out the gate.
That's where I'm at. Speak on that.
That's the difference. I mean, it's timing, and that right there is unpredictable. We just made moves and we met the right people, and it was the right time, and that happens sometimes. Their impact was much more powerful than ours. They still around today with a harder impact, and they had good records. They sounded like the street, like where we came from. That made a difference, and it was a whole movement with them. Remember, they didn't just come with two dudes. They came with the whole Juice Crew.
The whole clique, yeah.
Big difference.
So, right. So, would you say Velore and Double O would be in the category of, let's say, wasn't really mainstream, but kind of underground? A little bit of mainstream, but underground.
Well, what it was we was the first ones to jump into pop before pop was going to be popular. See, like today,
okay,
being a pop rapper is the move. Everybody want to be pop.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah.
Your average rapper today, he want to be a pop artist. He want to be a popular artist. He want to sell. He want to perform for $1 million a gig, $250,000 a gig. But when we was coming up, we was actually going down that's where we was targeting. Remember, I told you I was coming from the base of getting the money. So I mean, I was urban, I was hip hop and all that, but I still was like, listen, if this is gonna take us to a next level, let's do what we gotta do. So yes, we was one of the first groups to go in that pop avenue, to go down that lane. But they wasn't ready for it. You understand what I'm saying?
Y'all was ahead of your time. Y'all was ahead of the game.
It was like, yo, these dudes, what the fuck they doing? But we knew what we was doing. I knew what I was doing. That's why I still stand firm on it. I shot the shot. We hit where we needed to. It is what it is. Now, in Australia and UK, we blew.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Yeah, in Australia and UK and New Zealand, we blew. We was out there touring, getting the money, doing what we do. But in New York and all the little urban places where it was coming at us, they didn't quite catch on us like that. And there's another thing. There was a lot of other groups that was clicked up. If you notice, Velore and Double O wasn't clicked up with nobody. Houdini was with LL Cool J, Run DMC, Rakim, Eric B. All of them was on the Fresh Fest. All of them was on the Def Jam tours. They was all clicked up.
Yeah.
The Juice Crew, they was all clicked up on the tour. So when it was time to go out, I remember them talking to us in the office. I remember one of the producers of the label, the executive producers, he was like, yo, well, there's some tours that go out on, but this is what the tours are. And when I heard those tours, I was like, yo, we're going to be on the bottom of the line of those tours. We don't want to be in them tours. We want to go out there and shine.
Right. You want to open up. You want to be able to open.
Yeah, this is no different from me going on a basketball team. I want to go to the team, nigga, where I'm going to get off the bench. Like, I'm going to get some light. You know, I want the money, but I want to shine too. So when it was time to make a decision on how we going to go out, the first groups we went out with was Jazzy Jeff, the Fresh Prince, Heavy D and the Boys, right? We went out with Whistle. We did a couple of dates. We did some college dates with them. So it was cool. Heavy D and the Boys, Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, Whistle, us. It was cool. We did some college dates. We had some venues. But everybody was set off to go on tour, different tours. Heavy D and them was going out on another tour. So when it was time to go on the tour, my manager said, yo, I got something lined up in Australia, UK, New Zealand. I was like, yo, let's go where we need to go. I'm not going to sit around and wait and be a coattailing niggas. We got to go get this money. We got to go out here and shine and do our thing. And that's what we did. And Public Enemy and all of them, they was on the Def Jam tours. And all of them. But think about it.
So Abu Velor, let me ask you this. So y'all rocked real hard in Australia, out in Europe. Now, was anybody rocking with Velore and Double O over there?
No, we was rocking with groups out there.
Oh, groups from Australia and Europe, y'all.
Yeah, whatever group was where we was at, we was on the bill with some of those groups. They was opening up for us. We was the stars of the show. I show you some pictures, man. We was doing in 86, 87, we was doing 2,000, 15,000 venues. Damn. Out the gate. So
you really, I mean, you do want hometown. You do want the borough, but it's like you really didn't need the borough or the city.
I mean,
that was easy.
If we would have did that, we was gonna go do the Roxy, man. We was gonna do the Roxy. We was gonna do the Funhouse, like that kind of level of clubs. Why do that when we could go do 10,000 to 15,000 venues out the gate? I reckon it was blown out there. We had to
So
go do
look,
it.
so what
It's a business
spots
call.
what spots did y'all blow up in New York City? Like what did Velore and Double O like? What in the city? Like what places did y'all rock the mic at?
Oh, we did a couple of spots in New York. Like we did a couple of fests. We did some Black Expos, you know, some things like that. We did a couple of that before we hit overseas. But honestly, we didn't do a lot because when the record came out, once the opportunity was there, we wasn't waiting. You go where the money's at. Like right now, if you drop a record right now and your label say, yo, man, your record is banging in France and it's banging in Germany.
I'm out.
You're not going to sit around here and do local clubs.
I know. Right.
When you could be on the plane getting that money, man.
No doubt.
It's a business call. So that's what we did. So we did a couple of things here. You know, we got one, and plus we had been doing dibbing and dabbing, we was doing stuff like that before rappers was even touring. We was doing little clubs here and there because we had been grinding. So by the time when the opportunity came, it was like, no, man, let's go. Let's go where we've been working to go, man. We've been working to be on the stage like a rock group or something. Like, you know what I mean? We not trying to be small.
Wait a minute.
Next level.
Now let me ask this. This is I'm checking again. Had to run down. All right, cool. Abu Velor, let me ask you this. Okay. Was there any known artists that y'all was on? I know you said being at the bottom, but let's say, like, did you ever at one point get a chance to be on a bill with Big Daddy Kane or Rakim or Dana Day, like somebody with Velore on the stage?
We rock with Mo D. We rock with Doug.
Okay.
In Washington before. We rocked with I told you we rocked with Jazzy Jeff, Heavy D and the Boys, Whistle. We did the college circuit with them, and then after that, we hit the plane. We hit overseas, and we was doing that early. And right now, that's what everybody's doing.
Right now, so
you think like Duck Down and all those guys? Where you think they at now when they go do tour? Ask any of them where they get paid at.
They gonna say overseas.
Take Germany, UK, France. This is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that we was already, was early in doing this. Because that's where the money's at, man. They appreciate hip hop more out of the country. When you in the local areas, everybody's a rapper, dog.
Agree.
Everybody's a DJ. Half the people coming to the show, they haters. They don't want to see you on stage anyway. They want to be up there. Right. So understand what you're dealing with when you're dealing with that. You know what I mean? That's why, honestly, if you do put out a record, always think worldwide marketing.
Okay. So in other words, I'm going back to what you were saying. Today would be way more better than what, let's even say the 90s. Today is better than the 90s when it comes to far as putting your music out. You ain't gotta wait to try to get a record deal.
This is my opinion. You're gonna speak to a lot of rappers because I got some friends of mine. I'm not gonna name them, but they came up and they would rather sign a record deal.
See,
and I got some artists that I deal with who would rather still sign an older record deal because they comfortable with that. But me, coming from where I'm at, I'm looking at it more from a CEO owning the company and putting out the records. I like today's opportunities and options better. Because you can make a hot record right now and put it up and it'll be out tomorrow.
And you own it. You own it. You ain't got to worry about, like, rest in peace to Prince. Abu Velor. Remember, Prince was so gun
Exactly.
ho on, yo, do you own your masters? You gotta own your own music. Do you own your shit? Yo, you know what's crazy? Speaking of that part, what we building on, I think Nas, you might have heard this. Nas wanted to do a record with Prince, and Prince asked Nas, do he own his masters? And I think I
I
think
heard
Nas
that.
went like,
And Prince said
God,
no, and I said no, and Prince said I can't do it. Because in other words, Prince didn't want to be pimped, man. They owning everything, and I'm gonna get some pennies off of it. They controlling it. Anytime a new deal go down, they got the rights to everything. Right now, you can do the record, put it out, sign up with Song Trust, Sound Exchange, go register with ASCAP BMI. They'll track your money on your records, send them the barcode, send them your routing number, and the money go right to your bank account. That's it. The only key catch is, and I told my man this. I said the only catch is getting a good promotional company. Once you get a good PR company, game over. You be in the game just like anybody else.
believe it.
And then now you got endorsers. You got clothing companies, sneaker companies,
Commercials,
liquor companies, wine companies. They'll all
TV
come and sponsor you.
commercials.
Yeah, they'll come and sponsor you, man. Look at D Nice. He got sponsors. He a DJ.
Nice caking.
He got sponsors all over.
I be resting, Abu Velor. I get up, I go to the restroom like two something in the morning. I look at my I look at my IG. Yo, D Nice is spinning at 2 in the morning with half 2K people watching him.
And you know why? Because he understands that if he stays there and he understands the power of internet. I've been studying that lately, the power of internet and knowing your worth. They will pay for you.
So Abu Velor, what can I do, or people such as myself and you too, and you said it like back in the 80s, back in the true school era, not everybody gonna get a meal. Now, would you agree today, not everybody is gonna get half of 2 or 3K or half of 25,000 people watching your podcast? It ain't gonna happen for everybody.
Well, first of all, your music gotta be good. If your music is good and you learn who to market to. See, that's the key thing with the internet game. If you selling a razor blade or a shaving machine, you gotta market it to niggas that got beards. You gotta know who to market your music to. So if you got a certain type of music, you gotta know, yo, whose music's similar to mine? Well, you know what? I'm gonna go after their audience. Who likes that kind of music? You know what? I'm gonna go after their audience. I'm gonna go after that. That's gonna be my foundation. And I'm gonna keep doing it till my numbers build up and build up and build up. And promotions, again, promotions. You gotta have promotions. Nothing don't sell without promotions, man. You can't sell a pie without promotions, bro. Ain't nothing selling without promotions. If you got music, you gotta keep your ads in their face all day. Sometimes it might cost a penny because it just turned to that now. But you gotta find somebody, a good, reasonable promoter or internet promoter. They call them internet blasters now. They blast your ads on the internet. And that's how you're gonna do it right now. And it can be done. People doing it all the time.
Well, another thing too, right? It's like people be going viral, Abu Velor, they get 1 million likes, they get 1 million hits on their YouTube or their IG. You got to get signed, like the viral for someone to pay attention to you. They looking at how many likes, how many views, how many comments. Like not everybody is going to get all that, but like you said, for somebody to promote an internet to promote you, that's going to cost a hell of a lot of payola to Abu Velor.
All you got to learn how to do it yourself.
And see that's the thing, like doing the knowledge of trying
that's the only two routes.
Learn how to do it, but Velor, it be like so damn hard trying to get it done. Like
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. That I agree to 100%. But all I'm saying is that that's the task and that's the hump you got to get over to make it happen. You're going to have to do that to make it happen because there's too many people online trying to get heard and get seen. I'll give you an example, right? I watched a video the other day. It was about this kid. He's a biker. He's out of Queens. He rides bikes, do wheelies and all that.
Yeah.
All in the street. He get together with the cats in Harlem, Queens, all of that. I forgot his name. But he's a known cat. He has so many hits. Funkmaster Flex has shouted him out. And he's so popular. He got so many hits on his website. Just doing wheelies, doing tricks, running around on bikes. He gets so many followings and hits. He now got an agent, and the agent went and negotiated deals for him just on the strength of his likes. So the agent now sat down with business people and broke it down to him and let him know, look, this guy's not no hustler. He's not a street guy. He's not a bad guy. He just loves to ride bikes. This is what he does. He's a good dude. Put your brand behind him.
Okay.
And now he got sponsors.
But the key is how do you, well, that I'm not asking you, Abu Velor. That's on another note. But the thing is, how the hell do you get sponsors? Though you ain't got to answer that. That's on another conversation because it's like getting sponsors and getting promoters. All that don't come easy, and you try to look for like I don't know if you've seen this before. I don't know if you've seen this before, Abu Velor. They got certain venues on the internet. Like if you Google hip hop promotions, 25, 50, or whatever, but you be paying this amount of money because I know I invested in trying to promote what I do and still come scratching my head like no matter how much I'm spending, no viral.
A lot of them ain't organic though. See, it got to be organic followers. Organic followers, they stick with you. They stay with you. A lot of those followers right there, they sent to you and then they don't come back. They just there to boost up your numbers. So your numbers get boosted, but they're not real supporters though.
Right, because you go in there.
It's the organic supporters that's going to make it happen for you.
Right,
you gotta be organic.
Right, you know what I'm talking about. The SoundCloud promotion, the Twitter promotion, $50, $10, and you still like shit ain't blowing up.
Because this is not organic.
Gotcha.
Your numbers might sprout up right then and there, but then tomorrow they somewhere else.
They drop off.
You gotta be organic fans, organic supporters. Now I peeped that, I was looking in all of that, and I peeped that that's not going to work unless they.
You're not wasting your money on that. You're not going to.
Nah, it's not organic.
Right.
Yeah, it's not organic. You got to have real promotions going on. If it's organic, people come in there constantly. They come there, they like your song, Then all of a sudden, you know, you come out with something new. Every time you come up with something new, they see it. They subscribe to your channel. That's more organic. You got to have the organic base. And then when they check those numbers and it's organic, believe me, they'll sponsor you.
Believe it. That makes sense.
Yeah, they'll sponsor you because it's organic numbers. Those numbers that come there and then they disappear, there's no more momentum the next couple of days. They're not going to sponsor that.
Right. No doubt. So
And
yo,
they know how to peep it now.
True that.
Slipping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So no doubt. So check this out, y'all. It's at the top of the hour. I don't know how much more longer my brother Abu Velor gonna stay with us. But what I would like to do, I got a joint. Matter of fact, I wanna do this because I don't want Abu Velor. I don't want you to break out yet, because what I want to do on the Lodd Manafess show, Blog Talk Radio, and my YouTube channel, Radar Van, I want to break worldwide on my station. It's time for a new rap style by you, Abu Velor. But before we do that,
Grandmaster D and Abu Velor.
Right.
That's my man, Double O's
shout
brother.
out to Grandmaster D.
Yeah, my
Houdini,
childhood partner.
Rest in peace to Ecstasy,
Houdini.
no doubt. Now, before I get into that record, because I know I want to come back and talk to you about that, and you could give a little bit more advice if you got the time. But I want to do this for my man. He's in here watching this. I want to give a shout out to Augie. I forget where you just said you from, but I'm gonna play your record now while Abu Velor is here. And if you want to talk to him, just call in. Actually, what you do, you can type in your number. No, you can type in your question. Abu Velor, do you see the comments? Can you see the comments over here?
No.
Okay, so what it is then, if y'all type in some questions for Abu Velor, what I do, I'll bring it in like this. As you can see, shout out to Debbie. She put the thumbs up. You see that, Abu Velor?
Yeah, you tell me the question and I answer it.
Right. Whatever you wanna ask. But right now,
whatever you want to ask, man. I'm gonna keep it 100.
No doubt.
So what I'm gonna do and tell you what it really is.
Hold up. So while you up in here, I'm gonna play your record right now. But before I play your record, I got some dope drops. I got a drop right here from my man Abu Velor. Now I'm on Blog Talk Radio as we still build on YouTube. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play this drop. I'm gonna play a couple of drops. Then I'm gonna play Augie. I'm gonna play your joint, Augie Raps. Shout out to Augie Raps. I'm gonna play your record. Thanks a lot for the $5 donation in the Cash App. I'm gonna play your joint.
Where's he from?
I forget where you know what you do, Augie Raps, you still in the room. I want you to put in the comments where you from and put a question for Abu Velor or myself or Mark or whatever. But definitely for Abu Velor, ask him a question. I'll put that up on the screen and Abu can answer that. But in the meantime, we're gonna take a couple of minutes, few minutes of a break for Blog Talk Radio. We're still live on YouTube, but I'm gonna cut the mic on Blog Talk Radio, play this drop, and then I'm gonna get into my man Augie Rap's record. So check this out. We gonna rock right now. Peep the drop. Check it out.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yo, what's good? My name is Abu Velor from Velore and Double O, and I'm live on the Lodd Manafess show. Don't touch that dial. Peace.
No doubt. Peace. Here we go. It's my man Augie Rap. This is his joint.
Over 8,000. Yeah. Okay, over 8,000. On the west coast, the east coast, make a motherfucking ego. What the fuck the hype at? Why not invite back with my rap? Let a little time passing right back with no night, yeah, what I said. I might not remind it. But you gon' cut it, and I know it to be true. Niggas on my memo, rap a better rest of you. Whoa, so down, okay. Can't tell what you say. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Get you, I'm the one got you singing. I'm the one got you out there at night. With those tinted, yeah. Rapper to a rapper, I'm how to make it better. I was good with making that. Out of station, put it in the resignation on the administrator, put it in the fire. I ain't quitting down like bitch. Shit, go right on my list, though. Right when I get low, high when I sit though. Shipping so predictable, the sun gon' paint and feature roads. Well, they saw a feature road. That's what I've been needing, ho. That's what I've been needing, huh? Watch me, I'm a freedom boy. Hey, you said I couldn't much. That's what a camera is. Never put a camera on me. These niggas trying to snap on it happen. Boy, I got you down at the best time. That's it. Why? Look at my face, I got no test. The one around my waist, you gon' love it. Yeah. Look at my face, I got no test. The one around my waist, you gon' love it. Yeah. Oh, so down, okay. Can't tell what you say. I don't know what it is. I don't know where you live, but I'm still gonna get you. I'm the one got you singing. I'm the one got you out there late at night with those tinted gay. Okay, it's a hit now. Every once in down, no, so they gotta look them over at the end now. Never tell a story, keep on rolling like it's been a while. Wanna see I'm passing like it's supposed to be, it's been a while. Word. I'm in my third, and I might part soon. I'm at that third. I ain't never dropped no drip, it's my bird. I ain't never stopped, nah, shit is my curse. My curse, I like word, right first, so they heard a nice sip of white hearse. I might taste with no shirt and vice versa. I'm obscure, but it working. I'm certain y'all sure, but I'm serving y'all clear, but I'm bourbon. I'm purchased y'all clerking that shit, man. Burberry's no still. I'm sober, don't get both over, can't get overnight shit all night. I'm a overnight shit all right. Yo. Can't tell what you say. Say it, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Get up. Yo, 1 2 1 2 1 2. This is Big Goose Face in the building, straight from Staten Island. Y'all tuned in to Wolf Affiliated Fam Radio right now. Y'all already know what it is. With the God, Tashim Allah. Goose Face, we in the building. Wolf Affiliated. That's the fam, yo. One. Peace. Hey, yo, shut up. This is Iceberg, a.k.a. Ice-T, a.k.a. Glock in the motherfucking mouth, bitch. Yeah, I'm on the Lodd Manafess show with my nigga Radar Van. Act like you know. Don't get tied up, kid.
Word up. We back. Blog Talk Radio. Yo, shout out to Augie Raps. Woodlawn Projects is where he say from. But Abu, take a look at the window. You got a question. Take a look at the window.
I'm on a little phone. What it saying?
He said, this is from Hip Hop Raised Me, the blog. Wants to ask Abu Velor, where did his musical influences come from? He want to know where your musical influences come from.
Well, I mean, what's up to Hip Hop Blog, man? I know about them too. They hot in the game. Another blog that's doing it up.
Salute.
But it depends. I mean, if it's my hip hop influences, my MCs that I used to listen to that motivated me would have to be Grandmaster Cash from the Cold Crush 4, and Kool Moe D, and Spoonie G. Them was the 3 MCs that made me want to say, yo, I want to spit these bars. I want to do this. Kool Moe D, Spoonie G, and Grandmaster Cash. And if you listen to all of them, you'll see early they had bars. They were spitting. They had that flavor. They had that wittiness, and they could keep delivering wordplay. And that's really my style today, the same style. So those were the first ones that influenced me. But before that, I was listening to old school soul music, man. The Delphonics. You know what I'm saying? That's why I came with the smooth style, because I grew up on smooth shit, like the Delphonics, the Moments, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff, man. The Spinners. That's what my mom's and them was playing in the house. And that's what I grew up on, man, you know. Groups like that. Temptations, Motown Sound, you know, the Jackson 5. It was the soul music sound. That's what we grew up on. And that's why when we started digging in the crates, those was the first records we was flipping. We was flipping the records we knew. You know what I mean? So, and I mean, I'm actually a '60s baby. I was born in the '60s. So when the '70s came, I was like 8, 9 years old, early '70s. So anybody can tell you right then, around that time, it was only certain type of records you heard. You heard white pop records, and you heard black R&B soul music. That was it. And those are the records that everybody was flipping. The first levels and forms of hip hop was those records. You know what I mean? And then in the '70s, reggae hit the scene. I'm from Flatbush, so reggae hit the scene. Yeah, so it was soul music and reggae. That's what we felt. You know, but as far as MCs, I say Grandmaster Cash, Kumo D, and Spoonie G.
Woo! Woo, no doubt. Now you do my man Augie Raps. He wants feedback from you, Abu Velor. He want to know what you thought of his song.
Yeah, I was going to definitely speak on that. The joint, I felt the vibe. I just think it needed a better mix. But I mean, I know most people are working out of their home studios and stuff like that. But, you know, you got to try to concentrate on the mix of the record because everybody want to hear you clear. They want to hear what you're saying and hear what you know, what you bringing to them as far as the clarity of the record. But as far as the beat, I mean, it seemed like what's popping today. I mean, it has that same tempo, that same beat. It could be mixed right in with any of the other records. You know what I mean? But let's be honest, I'm not no young man. Like, I don't listen to them kind of artists. I listen to more maybe the 90s and up, or 80s and up.
Boom back.
I listen to 80s and up. So when I'm hearing that, I'm not never knocking my younger brothers because there was a time when we delivered hip hop and my moms and other people didn't understand what we was delivering. Like you said, when you went and bought Coming Correct, you know, your moms and pops and them ain't want y'all to have that. You know what I mean? So it got a different vibe to me and everything. But I understand it. I'm open-minded to understand that, look, this is what's popping. So I felt the track because I listened to the radio and certain other tracks come on nowadays. But if I go to Pandora, I go listen to Rock Marciano, man. And Flea Lord. And I'm listening to the Still Got That Smack. I don't really listen to the, you know, the more, I don't even know what to call the sound that the brother just played. I mean, I know it's a younger wave of what they doing today, but I don't even know what to call the sound. But like I said, I know it's in tune to what they're doing.
Hey, pardon me, Abu Velor.
You know what I'm saying?
Augie Rap said he's from Woodlawn Projects, but he said he's from Carterwell, Idaho, Northwest.
Okay.
Recorded at Chris Beats Studio.
Okay.
He says it's from Idaho. He says it's from Idaho, but Woodlawn sound like Woodlawn in the Bronx.
Right, like but see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, when I moved from Brooklyn to Florida, the first thing I noticed, the radio was different. They were
Right.
playing different records. I had to go throw in cassettes, mixtapes, or Pandora to get my vibe. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that that's the vibe, what Young Homie was playing. Because I hear it when I turn on the radio.
Right.
But I can't even judge it. Like if me and you had a record company and you said to me, well, yo, should we sign this? I couldn't tell you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just being honest because I don't really know what the kids like that. And I haven't been trying to figure it out. But all I know is that, look, it sounds like the lane that they got, the wave they got going. You understand what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And so the only advice I could say that I heard was, I just think it needed a better mix. But as far as the beat and the flow it had, it sounded all right to me. You know what I mean? But I really wouldn't know. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, Abu, I got a question for you from Blog Talk Radio. This is on Blog Talk Radio from this kid named Michael.
Okay.
He said he remembered the Coming Correct album, but he wants to know about the rock record. What made you do the rock record? He talking about We Will Rock Crush You. That joint was classic.
We Will Crush You?
Yeah, he want to know what made y'all do a rock record back then. He said, was y'all trying to follow Run DMC with that? It's from his name Michael, Blog Talk Radio.
Well, our record company was trying to follow whatever was a hit. And yes, Run DMC did have some rock hits. But that wasn't really the reason why we did that record. The reason why we did it, if you know the history of hip hop, that was a record always played. If you went to Harlem World, the Cold Crush did routines on those records. Groups was doing routines on all those records. Those was nothing but beats.
Right.
So a lot of the cats who came, maybe they came in the 80s, you know, they might have been born in 80 some or whatever. They look at it as, you know, somebody trying to do that record, even Running Them. Running Them wasn't trying to do a rock record.
Oh, that's true.
That was Jay. True. Jay introduced that. That was one of the break beats we used to cut up. So that was the same thing with us with We Will Crush You. We got that from We Will Rock You, but we've been cutting those records up. We was cutting up all those records long time ago. So that's really what it is. If you listen to a couple of the hits Biz had, those are old records we used to hear on the radios. They came on in the 70s. All them records. That's why Biz got sued. Because he had dropped the dude's total record.
Didn't clear the samples.
Yeah, them records we used to listen to them records on WABC. Ask anybody about the 70s. If you're not old enough, ask your moms. WABC, the music is on us. They used to be a channel. Used to come on.
I vaguely remember that
records.
From Pop.
We took all those breaks. Yeah, we was taking all those breaks and chopping them up. So that's why you hear a lot of dudes did similar records, did some of the same records, because those was the break beats. You had some of the break beats that came out as, you know, those ones that's called break beats now. You can buy them on vinyl called break beats.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, there's original records that they used to play a long time ago.
Like the Funky Drummer was a break beat, right?
Yeah, all of those Herc and them used to play them in the Bronx. The Cold Crush used to do routines on them. The Fantastic Romantic Five. You know what I mean? Lisa Lee and all them Uptown. They used to do Debbie Deb. Everybody used to do routines off those records. They the same break beats we was using over and over. They just beat records, and some of them are good records that we all remember coming up.
All right, so look, Abu Velor, let's switch it over now because we did a
Mm-hmm.
little bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
This is just for the people that don't know Abu Velor or Velore and Double O, but
Uh-huh.
and for the people that's been following and still listening, now let me look on Blog Talk. All right, we got 10 people listening. Salute the 10 people that's on Blog Talk that's listening and hanging in. And shout out to the
Salute.
few
Salute.
people that's here on YouTube. Can you tell us in 2021 or just a few years ago? Now, I already know you already gave me the knowledge. Rest in peace to Double O. But where's Abu Velor at today and Velore and Double O at today in 2021?
Well, you know, Double O passed away. Rest in peace. He died of cancer.
Rest in peace.
Okay, about 4 years back now. So, I mean, you'll never hear Velore and Double O again. But what I have did is I had took some of the tracks that we never videoed and created videos for them. And I'm still doing that now. I got a couple of tracks that I got in mind that I'm going to do the videos for those tracks. So it's keeping the momentum of Velore and Double O there because it was a legendary time and we was a groundbreaking group. We're one of the first groups to do a lot of things. We opened the doors for a lot of people. Even if they don't understand it and know it, I get that. A lot of people don't know what Dr. J did for Michael Jordan. So I understand that already. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. The people who usually break things, new things, a lot of times they don't get, you know, their flowers. They don't get paid for it. It is what it is. I don't come from that background where we cry over shit. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Keep it moving. What you gonna do now? Right? So as Velore right now, I just do what I feel. As it comes, I do it. You know what I mean? I got a little hip-hop show on YouTube. I edited videos. I got a cooking show with my wifey. I mean, I'm just doing production. I'm just doing it. You know what I mean? I'm putting out records when I want to. I got a little studio. I can put them out anytime I want. And that's just what it is. So I figured out now the next level of the game. So I will be releasing more music and, you know, still getting some publishing, royalty checks or whatever that comes through internet. You know, but I'm not sweating no record companies.
Right.
I'm a record company myself.
Now,
So, I mean,
leave it right there for a quick second. Now, what I want to do, and you can come back and you can add on to more what you're saying, but where now, far as what you just said, where's Abu Velor at today? I know it's okay with you, but I want to go ahead and play It's Time for a New Rap Style with you and Grandmaster D. I wanna rock that. I want to come back and ask you who did the beat you produce, and always like to know what drum machine you mess with. But we want to talk about It's Time for a New Rap Style, the idea and everything. So I want to play that record and ask you what year. Don't tell me now. Want to find out when did that drop? How well was the record received?
okay,
That's what I want to do. So
okay.
I want you to go ahead while everybody listening. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready and rock it, but I want you to introduce the record, Abu Velor, please.
Okay. You ready?
Let's
Time
go.
for a new rap style by Grandmaster D and Abu Velor. Check it out.
Let's go. Boom. Lodd Manafess show. We be back.
Yes, indeed. Uncle Ralph McDaniels in the place to be. We got new music, y'all. Grandmaster D, Abu Velor. Time for a new rap style. Let's go. Grandmaster King, let's get him while we got him.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I'm trying to. Oh, damn. Hold up. Pardon me, Abu Velor. I'm trying to bring in my drop. Come back in. Before we go back live again. It's the Lodd Manafess show. Manafess show. So yeah, we back. Just had to drop a little intro before my brother Abu Velor came in. Now,
you want me to tell you how it came about? That's where we was at.
Now let me ask you: who produced the record? Who did the beat?
Well, my man named Mark STS. He's from Switzerland. He gave me that track.
Okay.
He gave me the track, and I spit a solo record on the track. So I let Grandmaster D hear the track. Okay. Grandmaster D was like, yo, that joint is popping right there. You know what I mean? Let me get on the track, and let's do something with that track. So what we did is I called my man Mark Boogie Brown, and I made him replay the track over. You understand? Because it was a sample. So we didn't want to use the sample, right? We wanted to put it out as a single, as an original record. So what we did is we played it over. My man Mark Boogie Brown, he's out of Brooklyn. He did a lot of stuff for Duck Down. He do a lot of stuff. He played it over for me. Sent the track back, and me and Grandmaster D went in and did the track. This time I just took off the other verses I had. I had 3 verses on there. But what I did is I just left on one verse and let Grandmaster D put his verse, and we cut the record short so it could be, prepared for radio just in case it broke.
Hey, Abu, let's take a phone call. I got a phone call. You wanna talk to somebody, Velore? Because I still got more questions about that record, but let's take a phone call.
No problem. Just translate the call to me. Translate the message to me.
Matter of fact, you will be able to hear them now. Let me just turn down the bangers in the background. I think I know who this is. Let me see. Hey, yo, 561. This is the Lodd Manafess show with Abu Velor. Who's on the phone?
Yo, peace, God. You know your boy Carl, man. What's poppin'?
Oh, man. Oh, wow. We got my man Carl. Hey, yo, Carl. Have you been listening to the conversation with me and Abu Velor?
Nah, I just got on board, let's say about 15 minutes ago, my nigga. 10, 15 minutes ago. You know what I mean?
Okay, hey, Abu Velor, can you hear my man Carl? Can you hear him?
I hear him nice and clear. Yeah, I hear him.
Sweet. Now I got hip-hop trivia for you, Carl. And this is easy. This is super easy for you. You from Brooklyn. This brother that I have on, Abu Velor, he's from Brooklyn Flatbush. I mean, not to give his age, but the brother's older than us, but he looked younger than me. But look, do you remember, Carl, do you remember back in the True School, like 87, all your favorite MCs, but this particular group was like underground, but they were still Uncle Ralph played their music. Have you ever heard of Velore and Double O?
Oh,
Don't bullshit.
yeah.
Wait, stop. Don't bullshit, Carl. Do you remember Velore and Double O?
Yeah, son. Yo, no bullshit. Yeah, son. But I ain't hear that name in a minute, though, fam.
So look, Carl, I want you to chop it up right now with my brother Abu Velor. He hears you. And do it. Say peace, Velor. See if he can hear you.
Peace.
Yo, peace, God. Peace.
Talk to Abu Velor. Carl, talk to him.
Yeah. What up, King? What's going on, man?
What's good, my brother?
Chilling, man. For real, man. Yo, let me tell you, it's so authentic. It's so authentic, man, to have a person of your stature, man. You know what I'm saying? That I'm talking to, man, because it's like y'all are like the foundation, man. Like you're from that era. You're like a straight foundation of peace, man, to the foundation of hip hop, man. Real talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And cats like y'all, man, need to be appreciated, man. You heard? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Word up.
For real, man. For real, man.
Well, we was just doing it. We was just doing it, man. We was doing it for the culture, man. You know what I mean? It was the way we live, man. Graffiti, breakdancing, hip hop. That's what we was doing. We wasn't sitting around thinking about record budgets and all that. We was just like, listen, I want to be heard, man. I do this. I want to be heard. They making records. I want to get on the record. That's all it was.
All right.
You know what I mean? And from that, you see what it ended up being from that.
Wait, say that one more time, call the Abu. What you said?
I said it's a shame, man, what you see what's going on in the industry right now, man. You know what I'm saying? When you said it earlier, Radar, man, you said 80, 87, man. I remember like it was yesterday, man. Real talk, man. Going down to the VIM, getting you. Remember back in the days that everybody was rocking the Lees. You know what I mean? The Lees, the Pumas, the silk BVDs. You know what I mean? Silk shirts.
Indeed. Yes, indeed, man. BVDs. You know what I mean? Stan Smiths, Lees. It was a whole different game. Kangos. Beaver Kangos.
Now hold off, because I know you're a busy man, Abu Velor, and you know what? I'm gonna wait till you break out, because I'm gonna play one of my joints when you leave from off the Coming Correct album. But what I want to ask you, Abu Velor, the idea it's time for a new rap style. Where did that idea come from? The title was Time for a New Rap Style. How well was it received? Like, how far did y'all push it?
Well, we're still pushing it, because this is how records, you don't know when a record's gonna break, man. I can tell you that right now. You don't know when a record's gonna break. If you feel as though the record is good, most of the time, if you don't have a major company behind you, the record has not touched who it needs to touch yet. It takes corporate money, millions of dollars, man, to promote a record.
Correct.
Don't let these people fool you. They make you think, oh, you're just going to make a record and boom, you're going to give it to a couple of DJs and it's going to spin out of control. Nah, that's not true, man. Radio's control, internet's control, TV's control. All that's controlled by major corporations. If they don't own you and they ain't got you on the contract, that's why you don't see a lot of artists. And other things is involved now, you know what I mean? You know, you got to play the game. It's a whole lot that goes on now. It's a whole new wave. But I'm saying, if you know the record is good and you know the record is popping, you got to keep pushing the record, man. If the record get in the right person's hand, they could blow that record up.
No doubt.
Remember, we dealing with worldwide now, international. Remember what I told you about overseas?
Yeah,
I'm still pushing the single. If the right DJ gets the single, they'll blow that single up. That single will be playing overseas. You go platinum overseas. Just that quick. And you could bring the record back. You could bring the record back to the States.
Abu Velor, speaking of what you're saying, when the last time, or no, not the last, well, yeah, but since you ain't Grandmaster D, hey, yo, Carl, this time for a new rap style from Abu Velor, Grandmaster D from Houdini doing the scratches. I'll send you the link if you didn't hear the record yet.
And he's rhyming on there. And he's doing the second verse.
Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna send you the video link of the new record. But what I want to ask you, Abu Velor, since y'all dropped it, have you had a chance to go overseas personally and promote over there? Have you had a chance to fly out over there?
This COVID thing.
Right.
It was the wrong like when we dropped the record, all that was going on, but it was like I was like, you know what? I'm at home. I got plenty of time. I'm gonna just push it on the internet as hard as I could and much as I could. And we still pumping. But now things are, everything up. Yeah, it messed up everything. Now Grandmaster D, he do a lot of press. So when he go do press, he'll let them know that the record is popping. But again, when all this took place, a lot of the press and the flying out and meeting other people, all of that stopped, man. It got to a halt. Everything is froze. It's hard to promote a record right now unless you already with a label and they sending you out to radio slots.
See, that's what we was building on earlier, Abu Velor. That's why I was like, you know, I'm looking on Google SoundCloud promotion. Like you said, it's not organic. You need that real person to invest to really put it out there to some real organic. And yeah, it's hard in the mother.
Yeah.
Hard in the motherfucker. Word.
It's got to be organic. Even the DJs, it's hard to push it right now. I mean, the only one that's really out there in the front like that is D Nice. And he caught a wave because remember, he was DJing and he jumped online. Remember when soon as the COVID thing popped in place. Remember when they shut down and everybody had to stay home?
Yeah.
D Nice jumped right on the radio. And he caught everybody. That was organic. I remember the first nights he was playing. Everybody was like, thank you, man. We needed some entertainment. We felt depressed. That wasn't paid for. That was organic. That's what I'm saying. You got to catch a wave organic. It can't be no paid for Spotify. They pay to hit your Spotify and tomorrow they gone. They hit your YouTube. You're getting fake numbers. They gone. It got to be organic, genuine support. That's what you're looking for. So me, I would prefer the record to break overseas or something like that. I can take the money that I make and bring it back to the States. It's business, man.
As you always have done.
Yeah, whoever catch on to it, catch on to it. I'm going where they catch on. If the record get hot in France, Germany, I'm there.
Now, let me ask you this, Abu Velor. You a producer. You produce? You make beats?
I produce. Yeah, I produce. I make beats. I do it.
Now, what I would like to know, now, as you can see, Abu Velor, as you can see, I like the MPC. Do you mess with the MPC?
I never mess with the MPC. Double O used to mess with the MPC.
So
he's an MPC dude. I mess with the ASR 10. I mess with the ASR 10.
ASR, okay.
I still got the ASR 10. I got the ASR 10 right behind me.
I see it.
Old school vintage ASR 10.
I see it. True school.
Yeah.
ASR. And it's still
that's what I mess with.
Right. Now, if I don't know if you ever scroll what you have, but I don't know if you have, but I know you have though, Abu Velor. You can see producers like Facebook or Instagram. I'll be like, oh shit, brothers got your ASR 10. They banging out on the ASR 10 today.
Yeah. No, I rock with. You got to rock with what you feel like. When you rocking a machine constantly, you become like one with that machine. You ever notice you get with a certain program and you know that program and you don't want to leave that program. A new program come in, you be like, yo, man, I'm good with this. I know this like the back of my hand. You like one with that program. That's how I am with the ASR. I cut on the ASR, I could pop it off in a couple of seconds. I don't want to sit around with no machine, got to study it for 6 months. Now, if you got a beat and you rocking that, I just tell you, yo, bring that to the studio, drop that, and let's add on to that, and let's get busy with that. I mean, you nice with that. That's how I rock. Whoever's nice with whatever they nice with, that's how I rock and roll, man. Because everybody's nice with something different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
that's true. Hey, yo, Carl, you want to holler back at Abu? Anything you want to ask him?
Yeah, man. Something I want to ask, man, is that what you think was like one of the toughest things that you had to deal with, man, dealing with the industry?
The toughest thing I had to deal with was
yeah, the industry.
I didn't really have, I mean, like I had explained to the brother a little earlier before you came on, my whole story, I never looked for what these dudes is looking for today. Like most of these dudes who rapping and they doing stuff, they doing it because they want a record deal, man. You understand what I'm saying? Or they doing it because they want to get the bag. And I get that. But remember, I came out, man, this was my culture, man. I was a graffiti artist. I used to top rock, break dance. I used to DJ. I used to MC. This was a part of my lifestyle.
All the elements of hip hop.
Yeah, this was my lifestyle. I did this every day. Even if we went outside, we robbed and we stole, we still break dance. You know what I'm saying? We still MC'd. We still had a pilot in our pocket and rode on the train. Like, this was what we did, man. A lot of us, no fathers around. We in the street, moms at work. This is what we did. So my point is, I fell into hip hop because I am it. You know what I'm saying? I am hip hop. Like, that's how I was into it. It's my culture. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's how it goes with me. That era, everybody born like in the 60s, around that 70 borderline, they'll tell you that, nigga. This is what we did. We went to the park, we played ball. The DJ came out, they were scratching, niggas was MCing, niggas was breakdancing, niggas was playing skellies, niggas was robbing, niggas was stealing, niggas was snatching chains, niggas was snatching pocketbooks. This is the culture. This is what we did. You gonna play ball, you gonna rhyme. You gonna go to school. What you gonna do? This is what we did. So everybody chose a direction, and I just fell into the slot of always doing the music. And I ran into a kid one day. He said, yo, man, I'm gonna introduce you to this producer. And I said, all right. I was like, yeah, right, man. I was smoking some weed in the promenade down there by Montague Street.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, downtown.
Down there, I'm smoking some weed. At that time, it wasn't even blunts, it was joints. I'm smoking joints down there, just chilling. This white guy comes up to me playing on the folk guitar. I'm rhyming. I start rhyming to his folk guitar. Just bullshit. And the dude said, yo, I'm gonna introduce you to a producer. Give me your number. I gave him the number. I was like, yeah, right, this nigga talking bullshit. I left. And later on, the producer called me. And that's how I started making records. So I never even asked for it. The producer called me, and like I told you, I did 2 records myself, 78, 79, Cat Claw, the Bellway label, produced by Sir Matthews. Sir Matthews. You can Google it.
No doubt.
Then later on, I fell into the Velore and Double O project. And I hadn't made a record for a little while, about 3 years. Then Double O and me and him linked up, who's Grandmaster D brother. And we said, yo, let's go in the studio and do something. Because again, it was still our culture. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't doing it, yo, I'm trying to do it, man. I need the deal. Nah. But it just fell into place. You know what I mean? And that's how it happened. It wasn't nothing like what these cats are doing now. These cats are jumping on the internet, trying to make a quick record and hoping they get the bag.
It ain't happening like that.
Yeah, so what energy is behind them is totally different from the energy we had. You understand what I'm saying?
No doubt.
It's a whole different energy. Just like you. I could tell you be doing this because you love it. I could tell that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you 20 years, 15 years or nothing, but I could tell that you do this because you love it.
Salute to that.
And you're going to keep doing it. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. So Abu Velor, any last words, advice, but what you already been given through as we've been talking, but anything that's important you want to leave to all the fans, the listeners, new people, my brother Carl, main important thing you want us to remember in hip hop music, or somebody just want to try to, get in it and represent? Because you did say a lot that can be taken as advice, but I just thought I'd ask you that anyway.
Well, if you want to get in the game, the main thing is it's very simple now. All you need is a laptop and a program, and get you a couple of instruments, and get on YouTube, man, and study. Because they tell you how to do everything right on YouTube. You got all the mixers, you got all the engineers right there telling you what to do step by step. So if you want to get in the game, I say learn that, spend a couple of hours, get your craft down pat, make your record sound as good as you can, and get some feedback from people. Don't be afraid to be criticized.
Right.
But still, don't let nobody say to you that you can't do it, though. It got to be a balance. Take criticism, but still also know that you can do it. And practice at it. Keep practicing your craft. Don't let nobody shut you down. And yo, put the records out yourself. Because you got the internet right now. Nobody can't tell you that you can't put out a record, man. If you dope and you getting feedback and everybody saying, yo, son, your shit sound all right, man. And you get enough of that going on and you feeling it, put your records out. Put your records out, figure out how to promote your records, and do what you got to do. But also, don't sit back and just concentrate on that, though. You got to have some kind of income coming in, man, at all times. While you doing that, plus it's also going to support you doing that. So you got to have some income coming in while you're doing that.
Word. Abu Velor, how can people contact you? Fan mail, or whatever. Like, what's your contact social media? So people
go to
can,
YouTube. I'm Purcell Velore at Facebook. Purcell Velore at Facebook. PERCELLVELORE at Facebook, and I'm the opposite, Velore Purcell at IG.
And what about Twitter? Are you on
And
Twitter?
if you Google Abu Velor, all of them will pop up.
Okay. Okay.
If you Google ABUVELORE, hashtag Abu Velor, everything will pop up.
Oh, that's what I did to get your follow. I hashtag.
Just hashtag
And
and
that's
put
how I
Abu
found you.
Velor. Yeah, I got enough stuff up there that everything will pop up. My Twitter, my Facebook, my IG, and my YouTube page is 1155 Velore. That'll pop up too.
Yeah.
I got
No
videos
doubt.
on there. I got a video show on there. Something like what Ralph McDaniel was doing. But I got all hardcore raw videos.
Well, I'm glad to know that, Abu Velor, because I got a couple of things I want to send to you to play some videos. So
yeah, I play the videos, no doubt.
But yo, you Abu Velor, you made my dream come true, man. You just don't know how much I looked up to have your cassette every day, listening to that along with all my other MCs. All the records on there was my records, man.
I
Rhymes
appreciate
Velore,
that. Trust me.
Rhymes Velore is my favorite record, and I'm gonna pop that off after you break out.
It's funny you said that because that's one of the videos I'm gonna do.
Wait a minute. I might be playing myself when I say this, but Abu Velor, I would love to get in that video, man. I would love to get a cameo in that video.
We're gonna talk. I'm gonna show you how to send me a cameo. I'm gonna put you up in there. Word bomb.
Yo, Cole, you hear this?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Do it, man. You send me this little footage. I'll tell you what to do, and I'm gonna throw you up in there. I got it. I know the concept.
Hey, Abu Velor, thank you so much. And I just want to say this: even listening to Rhymes Velor, that record is still relevant. Your MC, the way the skill, the beat, is still something dope in 2021.
Yeah, a lot of people
I listen
like
to that in the
record,
gym.
Man. Yeah,
I listen to that record in the gym, Abu Velor. When I'm in the gym, I put that on. What you say?
A lot of people like that record. A lot of people like that record. It was never really pushed off that album, but people who had the album, every time I run into them, they always say that same thing. That was one of their favorite records on the album.
Well, I want to send a salute, brother. I want to send a salute to you. Thank you so much, man, for coming through, coming in. And you know what, Abu Velor, I hope I can have you back whenever it's possible and you had a time to come back on the show, because I'm going to grab some other dope MCs, but I definitely want to, feature you back in, because, meeting one of my favorite true MCs of the true school era, that don't come every day for me. That's to talk to one of my favorite people that I grew up off of, favorite MCs I grew up off of. That don't come every day.
I appreciate it, man. And I really don't even sweat doing a lot of interviews like that. I only like to do interviews with real people, man. Cause all the hogwash, man, I'm not gonna get online, man, and start and not saying what I need to say. You know what I mean? So I only like to do interviews with brothers like you anyway. A couple of other brothers I did some interviews with. This other brother out in Canada just recently. Another brother in Texas. I got a couple of other ones lined up. But I like to keep it like that, man, because I'm not getting online, man, being fake for nobody, man.
Neither one a haystack.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, so, no doubt.
I appreciate it, bro.
All right, Abu Velor, I'm gonna let you go. Once the recordings and everything done, I'll send you Blog Talk and this one, and that'll be the link. We push that out there forever.
Salute, all right. One love. Everybody out there, man, peace. Thanks for your support, man. I appreciate y'all. Stay up.
Stay up. One love. Peace.
Peace, man.
Peace. What day you have it, Call? You still with me?
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
What day you have it? It is 11:56 on the East Coast, which it is 8:56 on the West Coast. Because when I lived in California, the show was 7 to 9, as in New York, 10 to 12. So we almost 12 o'clock. It's almost 12 o'clock. And rest in peace to my brother, 12 o'clock from Brooklyn Zoo and Murdoch. Hey, Call, since you still here with me, I'm gonna play this joint by Velore and Double O. And you tell me if you remember the record. You tell me if you remember this song by Velore and Double O. This shit is classic, man. Tell me if you remember the joint, and then I'll come back. We'll talk a little bit, then the show is gonna end.
Okay, man. We gotta talk about story, man. Know what you said about, you know what I'm saying? About these man. You know what I mean?
All right, no doubt. So look, stay right there, Call. I got you on hold. We still on Blog Talk Radio. So we gonna come back and holler at my brother, Call. So Velore and Double O, rest in peace. I got a classic for you from Velore and Double O. Hey, yo, Call, let me know if you remember the record right after Velore do this drop. Hey, yo, Velore, do this drop for me, sir. Salute. Peace.
Yo, what's good? My name is Abu Velor from Velore and Velore, and I'm live on the Lodd Manafess show. Don't touch that down.
Yeah. Woo, classic. Word up. We back. We back. Hey, yo, Carl, do you remember that record, son?
Yeah, son.
Son, you don't remember that record. Stop playing. You don't remember that record. You remember that joint?
Let me tell you. And you know this to be true, Radar. You know this to be true. During that time, my man, there was so many joints being played. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I knew the name. I might have not know the song, but when you said the name, I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? The name sounds familiar. You know what I mean? Real talk.
Yeah, that was the classic right there, and all that. Shout out to Velore, rest in peace to 00. I got a couple of people on YouTube. Hey yo, if y'all still in YouTube, write me something in the comments, man. I got 2 people watching. Write something in the comments for me. Hey yo, Cor, what happened with what you want to talk about, man? What's on your mind, yo? Before we get out of here.
Crazy, man. I got so much respect for Nori too, man. Just when he said what he said, son, I was hurt, son. I was hurt. Real talk.
Now, what was said about the NORE? What did he say? What was said verbatim out his mouth? What did he say?
Well, you know how it jumped off. They was talking from what I hear, fam. They were talking about the whole situation that jumped off with what's his name? What's my man's name, man?
Who, Shaheem?
What's his cat's name? Man? Joey. What's his name? You know what's my man?
Who? Joe Buttons?
Yeah, with Joe Buttons and Raekwon. You know what I mean? Because Mickey Facts was there when the whole joint jumped off. You know what I'm saying? But instead of like leaving that alone, he brought that up. You know what I'm saying? And when he brought it up, he was talking about the other Wu members. You know what I'm saying? Flunkies and I don't know, man. It shouldn't. I don't know if it was the alcohol with him that when he was talking, man, or what, man. But it could have went a different direction, though, you know what I mean?
Well, you know what, man? I believe they squared it all away on Killer Priest's podcast. So, I got love for the NORE, but he definitely gotta bring the Killer Bees up on his podcast, son.
That would be nice, man. That would really be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be authentic. You know what I mean? That'd be authentic. That's nice because he had the Wu on there, minus Ghostface.
Shut out, Percy.
I have Sons of Man up there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Wu Gang people. You know what I mean? I have everybody up there, man. You know what I'm saying? I Killer Priest up there. You know what I'm saying? I like to get my man up there too, man. What's my man from Brooklyn, from Red Hook, man?
Shabazz the Disciples.
There you go. Word.
Shabazz the Disciple, yeah, no doubt. Hey, yo, shout out to Percy and Nikki. Cooking in the hobbies. Yeah, shout out, man. Subscribe to the channel. I'ma subscribe to your channel. Hit the like, and I'm gonna hit the likes back to y'all. And we just chopping it up. But yeah, before we get ready in the show, hey yo, Cor, salute, man. Thanks a lot for showing support and coming through, man, like you always do. Already. So, yo, I see y'all in a few weeks, maybe a couple of weeks. I'm gonna try to get my man Rusty Jukes to come up. Try to, you know Rusty Jukes, don't you, Carl?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, try to get him on the show. I'm trying to get Little Dap from Group Home. Trying to get Little Dap to call in. And next time, son, I'm gonna give you the link so you can be live on the camera on YouTube with me, Carl. All right, so we gonna get up out of here, all right?
All right, no doubt, man. Word up, Radar.
No doubt. Peace, son. Peace. Good looking for coming through to the Lodd Manafess show and showing mad love and all that. And we gonna get up out of here. I see y'all the next time I go live again. I'm gonna get Rusty Jokes, Little Dap. Got a little echo thing going. Pause that. Okay, no doubt. Drop that off. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get a Little Dap from Group Home. My man Rusty Jokes. Those are my Brooklyn brothers. Bring them back up here on the show, or get them on the show. And in the future, we get Abu Velor back up in here. But tune in on Blog Talk Radio, the Lodd Manafess Show. Also, follow me on Instagram, the MPC Killer, DAMPC Killer, and Instagram, DARAADDRRVAN, the Radar Van. I got 2 IGs. And if you on Facebook or Facebook, hit up the Red Jacket Killer, PKA the MPC Killer. Same thing on Facebook. I call it Facebook because you know motherfuckers be faking. But yeah, I'm everywhere, all through the social media, always banging out the beats and doing my podcast. And if y'all want to keep showing love, there's the Cash App. Hit the Cash App right there. Hit the Cash App. Salute to y'all. We be back in a few. Peace.